People say, what am I supposed to do? When I give a correct answer, which means nothing, they don't accept it. Nobody says that you get anything by doing nothing. The mind won't accept it. You have to do something. And what you do is to reach the level of the mind where you can say, this is now the limit where mind can go, there's something else that will take us. And what is that something else? That I call the true spiritual method, the true spiritual path. The method of love and devotion that comes from the soul and not from the mind. There must be a beloved who is beyond the mind, in a form that we can see here, in a human form, like ourselves, whose love and compassion is so strong that it pulls us beyond the mind and puts our ego in the backbencher. Otherwise, all the time when we talk of love, we say, I love you, I love this, I love this. Do you know who you are loving when you say, I love? I. You're loving I. I is more predominant. All the time, ego. Mental ego is in front of us all the time. The only time when we forget the I is a beloved. Somebody attracts us and we forget I and think only of the beloved. That's love. Love is the only thing that I have discovered that can put the ego behind. Otherwise, everything we do is our own ego. Therefore, what pulls us beyond the mind is love. And love, unconditional love, not love with conditions. Because if it is true love, it cannot have conditions. If it's a condition, you do this, I will love you, that's a business transaction. It's not love. In love, you forget anything except the beloved. Beloved is the only thing that matters. And therefore, when we can have an experience of that kind of love pulling us from within, we are pulled above the mind. The spiritual path actually is a path of love and devotion. And why am I using two words? I could stop at love, but I say love and devotion, because when you experience love, unconditional love, you automatically get devoted to it. You actually, automatically, the devotion is a response to true love. Automatically. You don't have to learn how to be devoted, nor do you have to learn how to love. Both things come spontaneously. And do we have to have a qualification to have that experience of love and devotion? Yes, one qualification. We should have a soul, because soul is love and devotion. And we all have souls, so we are all qualified. No exception. Nobody is bereft of it. We all are living people, our life being generated by our soul, soul empowering our mind, mind empowering the senses, and mind and senses empowering this physical body. The source of it all is the soul. And that is what is giving us all the experiences we are having here. Therefore, what is the secret? If I may put it very briefly, what is the secret that takes us above the mind towards our true home where we belong, towards immortality, which has no beginning, middle, or end, which is beyond time? The secret is a power that pulls us from beyond the mind. What do you want to call it? You call it God, Creator, Beloved, whatever name. But we don't see them. If we can't see where that God is, and yet we say that very power we are talking of is God or Creator, is inside each one of us, then shouldn't we be able to see inside each of us? Why would we have to make an intellectual composition to see some God we have never seen and he's sitting somewhere up, when all the people around us are having the same God inside them? Why can't we see God in everyone then? We believe, we say so. God is in every one of us. He is our reality. Then why can't we see God in every one we see? Because everyone is behaving ungodly. They are not behaving like God. Their behavior is so different from God. They are not even showing love like God should be showing. They don't even treat us like that. But there are some rare exceptions. A rare exception where a human being can treat you like God would. Where a human being can extend the unconditional love without judgment, which only God can do. How can a human being do that? Because what gives us God consciousness is our awareness of that. If you raise your awareness to the level of totality of consciousness, you will have God consciousness yourself. And your looking around at the creation will be like the looking around of a creator. You can reach that level through means available to us as human beings. And there are, when such a person comes into your life, you come across such a person who is talking from that awareness, who is not talking from what he learned. He is not talking from a past experience of enlightenment. He is not talking what he did once he did meditation. But when he talks to us, he talks directly from that level, because he at all times at that level. When such a person comes, his behavior is like God behavior would be with us by all our concepts we have about God. Love, unconditional love, treating us as children and not judging. Knowing we are all trapped into different kind of traps like karma, trapped of guilt, trapped of good and bad, trapped of morality, that we are trapped, and he is not looking at the traps, he is looking at the soul that is trapped, and therefore his love is unconditional. Such people who exist, we call them perfect living masters. A perfect living master is not a title, it's an experience. It's an experience with a human being who, with his awareness, is acting with such unconditional love, such non-judgment, such compassion, that we can't normally think that happening with the mind at all. Mind cannot do that. It's something that is happening beyond that. When we encounter such a person and spend time with such a person, we discover this is a rare experience. It is so different. And to tell you the truth, if you spend time with such a person, you feel you have realized God yourself. It's such a powerful experience. The experience of unconditional love itself is so strong that makes you feel you really met the Creator. Because the Creator is in all of us. He's not outside. He can manifest in a human form. He manifests in all human forms, in every human form. Yet one who has the awareness of it, is conscious of it, knows it, acts like that. And therefore, when we associate with that, we have had a shortcut to God realization, and which you could not have by any amount of effort that we make on our own. So that is a very important role of such people who come with this enlightenment, all-pervading enlightenment that is always there with them. Big difference between teachers who have had some experience and come back and tell us what the experience was. Teachers who have learnt a lot, learnt all the books in the world, and come and explain to us what they are, from one who talks directly from that experience.